Let's do some yoga. It will feel nice. Let's get into the neck and shoulders a little bit. Hey. So coming to a nice comfortable seat, you can go ahead and scoot forward in your chair a little bit if that feels good. If you wanted to grab a block today and slide it between your thighs, that could be nice. You could also use a strap around the legs too. If you just wanted to feel a little extra support, why not? I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually turn my block this way. And of course, no need to do this if you don't have the props handy, or if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't have props. Sometimes it can just be kind of nice. So with the block, it's giving you something to squeeze your legs into, but then with the strap, it's kind of giving you something to press against. So it's kind of just a nice feedback. Some days it feels great. Some days it's more annoying than anything else. But if you're finding that, go ahead and just peek down. Make sure that your knees are over your ankles. Feel your sit bones really root down into the chair. And then give the shoulders a little roll out here. And they may be extra crunchy. So you're just kind of noticing that. And roll forward a few times. And then let's roll back again. And then really press those shoulder heads back, release the shoulder blades down. You can place your hands on top of your thighs. Allow your eyelids to close. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Smooth, deep, full inhale. Little pause at the top. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, ha. And then inhale. Pause. Sip in a little more air. And then open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Allow your lips to seal. Start to inhale through your nose. And then also exhale through your nose. You can do a little check-in with your shoulders right away here. So already mine are wanting to get involved. I can feel them wanting to lift up towards my ears. Notice if you're in the same boat. And just remind them that they don't have to help out here. So you're letting them feel pretty relaxed. You could even imagine that somebody's just gently pressing down on your shoulders. And you're bringing your attention to that sound of your breath as you inhale through your nose and then exhale through your nose as well. As you listen to that sound of your breath, just notice if it helps the mind to settle a little bit, to quiet. Hopefully it feels calming, soothing. So just soaking up these initial quiet moments. Giving yourself permission not to worry about anything here. Committing to the idea of just landing inside your body, taking this next hour to pay attention to how things are feeling for you physically, mentally, emotionally. committing to this idea of doing something good and kind for yourself. Good. Let your next inhale be deeper. Again, open your mouth, let the breath go. Ha. And then you can blink your eyes open here. You can release the arms by your side. Welcome, Tammy. All right, and then just a few times here, let's spin the palms to gently face forward. Again, just make sure that you're sitting nice and tall. You're rooting into your sit bones so you feel really solid in your mountain pose. Let's inhale, take the arms out and up. And then exhale, just press down. So starting to warm up the shoulder girdle, a few more like that. And then press the air away as you slowly release your arms down by your sides. Couple more, inhaling, reaching up, getting tall. Exhale. One more, inhale, reach up. And then exhale, release down. And then let's do a few reaching forward. You can just keep your palms facing towards each other as you release back down. Inhale, reach up. Very nice. Exhale. Two more. Inhaling, stretching forward and up. Exhale. One more. Exhale, release down. Let's take our hands to our thighs and then start to make some circles around the pelvic girdle. And you can kind of just pay attention to how your lower back is feeling here. You might be feeling a little sensation even in the inner thighs, the groin area, the hips. You also could be feeling sensation, in the shoulders, in the neck area, if there's a lot of tension. And then you're also just kind of enjoying how it feels to move like this. A little more freeform than what some of our yoga postures are like. I love it. Scott just really got into it. So if you all want to do that, feel free. Lighten things up this week. All right, we can start to switch directions here. Beautiful work, everyone. Let's slowly start to come back to our mountain pose, our nice tall seat. And then let's take that into extension and flexion of our spine. So we move towards our cat-cow, inhaling, rocking forward on those sit bones, the shoulder heads press back. As we exhale, we round in, chin drops towards chest, continuing like that. When you bring your attention to your spine here, and again, you're just noticing how it feels in each of these postures. The sensation is going to shift as you come from the cat to the cow So you're just noticing what feels good. Moving with that sound of your breath at your pace. Every time we practice, that's going to feel a little different. That's okay. If you'd like to start adding arms here, so again, just getting a little more shoulder mobility, warming up that shoulder girdle. You're welcome to do so. So as you inhale, you'll reach forward with one arm. Exhale, release down. And then you can switch arms. Great. If you wanted to do both arms for a few rounds, after you finish with that left side, you're welcome to do that. You can always try it out. If it feels too intense, you just go back to where you were. Maybe you're noticing the play that happens on your sit bones as you rock forward and back. Good. So if you're doing opposite arms, just go ahead and finish up on that left side. And let's all come back to nice tall seat, our mountain pose. And then you can keep your hands on your thighs here. As you exhale, start to drop your chin towards your chest. And you're going to begin to feel some stretch in the back of the neck, top of the shoulders. It can be quite intense, this first one, so you do a little less if you need to. Make sure that the shoulders aren't trying to help by creeping up towards your ears. Do let your breath help, so you could visualize your exhale going to the places that are feeling a little tense, a little tight here. Imagine that the breath is creating some space, some ease. It's coming out all of the tangles that are happening in your muscles. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And you're going to start to feel a little or a lot of sensation on that left side of your neck. Again, if it feels like it's too intense, do a little less. Make sure that you're breathing here. Let's inhale back up to center with the head. Exhale, drop your chin towards your chest again. Notice if there are any subtle changes beginning to happen in your body. Is it getting slightly easier? The answer might be no. That's okay. Inhale, lift your chin. And then exhale, we drop that left ear towards our left shoulder. Being mindful to release that left shoulder down. And I would say usually like the tighter our neck and shoulders are feeling, the more they want to help out. Use your breath, send your breath, your exhale to the places that are tight on this right side. Inhale back up to center, and then again, exhale, chin towards chest. Here for the third time now, is it feeling different yet? All right, we're going to inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, drop that right shoulder towards, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder again. And then from here, start to tuck your chin as well. And that's going to shift where you're feeling sensation. Might kind of turn up the heat a little bit. If you wanted, you might release your left fingertips, off your left thigh. And again, that intensify things a little bit. So if it feels like too much, you just place that hand back where it was. Otherwise, you're going to be using your left arm as a weight, gravity to help create a little more sensation, a little more stretch. You might take a couple breaths where you lift that left arm to any place. Ooh. Good. Go ahead and release that left hand down. You can bring your hand back to your thigh. You wanted to take your right hand to the top of your head, and you're kind of pulling down and then slightly forward. That might be really, really subtle, and you might try it and be like, this just doesn't feel right today in my body. It's too much, and then you skip it. And you check in with your breath again. Make sure that you haven't lost that thread of your Ujjayi breath if you're practicing that, but certainly that inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose. All right, so just lift your chin here, bring your right palm to your cheek. Use the strength of your arm to help upright your head. And then we exhale back down the center. Hopefully it's starting to feel like the back of your neck and shoulders are loosening up a little bit, even if it's the tiniest amount. As you inhale, chin lifts. Exhale, left ear back to left shoulder. And then also start to tuck your chin here. So we're kind of stretching in a couple of different directions. Sending your breath to those places that are really tight, where there is this, intensity of sensation and stretch. If you wanted to release those right fingertips down, kind of see how that feels on this side. Just because you did it on the left doesn't mean you need to do it here. As you start to lift that arm, you're going to feel some sensation. You almost start to get a little stretch in the armpit chest area, the inseam of the arm, potentially. Listening to that sound of your breath, using your breath to keep you present here in this, static, intense pose. Good, we're going to release that arm down. And then if you wanted to, go ahead and lift your chin and then maybe take your left hand like a weight on top of your head. And just giving yourself a little tractioning, a little more stretch potentially. And then you can take your left palm to your left cheek. Use the strength of your arm to upright your head. One more time here. Drop your chin towards your chest. Feel those shoulder blades really release down your back. Gently squeeze in towards each other. And then just several rounds here, you're going to make little quarter turns to the right, then back to center. And then off to the left. So just finding a little movement. You can kind of just move with your breath pattern here. There's no rush. I'm going to just do this several times here. Even here, do your shoulders want to assist, help things out, keep them relaxing? Moving slow, just paying attention to how sensation shifts in the neck shoulder area. Just do one more complete cycle here. You can end with your chin dropping towards your chest, root into your sit bones, lengthen your spine. And then inhale, go ahead and lift your chin. Nice work. Again, let's just give those shoulders another roll out. And you can go several times in each direction. Good. And then if you're still working with your block and strap, you can keep those if you would like to. If you're ready to get rid of them, you can as well. Let's just do a little more shoulder work here. So we're going to take our right arm in front. Going to grab anywhere on that arm with your left hand. It's going to look different for all of us. You could also hook with your elbow, kind of depending upon how tight you are in the shoulders, bicep, tricep area. How you're built is going to determine how much you can bring that right arm in. So just know that there's like not an ultimate place you're supposed to be. As long as you're getting some sensation, some stretch, that outer arm, like right scapula, shoulder blade area, where you need to be. Even here, make sure shoulders aren't scratching up towards your ears, so you're kind of just exhaling and softening them down. Got a couple more breaths. And then let's try this. So do a thumbs down sign. So you're rolling that right palm to face forward, to getting internal rotation at that shoulder socket. And then inhale up and over. Nice. To release that arm. You can release your left hand down. Find your Tadasana, your mountain pose for a couple of breaths. Feel a little weight in your feet, in your sit bones. Feel that length through the sides of your waist. And then we come into that stretch on our left arm. So just reaching that arm across your body. You can hold with your hand. You have this full arm to work with. You can hook with your elbow. Soften that left shoulder blade down. And then you're getting curious about how this side feels in your body. Where is there some intensity of sensation? Where are you feeling that stretch a lot? Doing another little check-in with your breath, finding that rhythm of your breath. And then again, let's just do that thumbs down sign. So we're internally rotating at that shoulder joint. Good. And then big inhale. Nice. You can go ahead and release your hands down. Now I feel like we need to do like a big, like that. Beautiful. Let's go the other way, out and then in. And then actually from here, let's just go ahead and move into some half sun salutes. I am going to go ahead and lose my strap and my block at this point. As we move into these half sun salutes, as you know, this is the perfect opportunity to set your blocks up by your feet if you have them. This just brings the floor a little bit closer to us. They're not necessary. There are other ways to modify. But if you like to practice with your blocks, you can go ahead and set those up now. Good. So we find our mountain pose, our nice Tadasana. This is our home base. And we're going to inhale, stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Really let your chin release towards your chest. Here is where you might press into those blocks with your hands as you extend your gaze forward. Hands could come to shins or thighs as well. Exhale, fold back in. Really releasing the back of the neck. And then inhale, you can reverse swan dive out. So arms out and up. You could also use your hands on your thighs to help you roll up. Reaching up overhead, maybe gazing up, pressing palms. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Beautiful. Inhaling, arms reach out and up. As we exhale, we fold in. As we inhale, we find the extension of the spine. Exhale into the flexion of the spine, folding in. And then inhaling, again, just making your way up back into your extended mountain pose. Gaze up, press palms perhaps. Exhale. We find our Tadasana. Let's do 3 more of these. I won't cue you. You can follow along with me. Or maybe your pace is feeling a little different today, so you can move slower or faster. Perhaps you're not feeling like doing these today. You could simply come into some cat-cow again. You could sit quietly. Whatever you're doing, though, be mindful to pay attention to your breath. And particularly in these sun salutes, the breath is like our little soundtrack, our metronome. It's the piece that threads these poses together. It links them. You might even play with closing your eyes if you feel safe and stable in your chair. So sometimes that just helps you to get inside your body a little more. It can also help to quiet the mind. And there's no rush, but when you're done with that 3rd round, you're just pausing in your Tadasana, in your mountain pose, palms together at your heart. Go ahead and close your eyes if they're not already. And do a check-in here. Just observe how your body is feeling. Is there some heat? Are things starting to lengthen out, stretch out? Are you starting to feel a sense of ease? Check in with your breath. Did it speed up a little bit during those sun salutes? Can you slow it down? Check in with your head space. So some days there's a lot of chatter, hard to get quiet. Often when we're kind of doing these sun salutes, which feel very much like a moving meditation, though, it actually helps to quiet things down a little bit. It's just noticing where you are. And with all of these things, we're not making judgments about it. There's this idea of accepting where we're at with things, kind of acknowledging what we're dealing with. From here, let's go ahead and release our hands down as we blink our eyes open. And I don't know about you all, but equally tight in my body lately. So with the shoulder and neck always, but the hips too. So let's do a little hip stretching. As always, couple of options here. If you like crossing your ankle above knee, that works. So taking right ankle above your left knee. We don't want to have any sensation in the knee. You can always flex this right foot to engage the muscles around the knee. For some of us, that's just not going to work for whatever reason, or it might feel too intense. So simply just opening up this right leg, any amount, also is going to accomplish the same thing. Wherever you're at, you can take your right hand, press into your thigh. So if you're in these warrior two legs, you're pressing that thigh back. You're in the seated version, you can press that right thigh down towards the floor. You might not need to do that. The hips are really, really tight. Just sitting in this pigeon pose will do a lot. Check back in with your breath. Use that visualization of your exhale, just sweeping out to the places that are extra tight, combing out the tangles. Use the breath to help you find some space in your body, some ease. And then let's keep the legs like this. Let's go ahead and release the arms down by our sides. We're going to inhale, take the arms out wide. Exhale, a little twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Let's exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. And then we're going to exhale, twist to the left. Hold here. And then you can release your hands down. So right hand, if you're in the seated version of this pigeon pose, right hand can rest anywhere on that right shin. If it's available, if your spine twists this much, you can bring your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. It could also just be resting on that right thigh. So lots of different places where you can be. Always, I encourage you to really listen to your body, to make modifications as you need, to get creative with these poses if something isn't working. You might be moving towards bringing your gaze out over that left shoulder, assuming that feels okay in the neck. Breath smooth and steady, always returning to the breath. Good, let's take a nice deep inhale here. Full exhale. And then let's stay in the twist. Inhale, reach the arms out again. Exhale, unwind. Take your left arm underneath. Right arm on top. You're giving yourself a little hug. And then just start to lift the elbows any amount. You're always welcome to bring the backs of your hands or your palms to press. All of those variations are essentially doing the same thing. So as elbows lift, feel those shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other and then release towards your sit bones. Few breaths here, so stretching into the neck, shoulder area again. Good, and then to release here, again, let's kind of just take the arms out and up, beautiful. And we'll do that little sequence to the second side. So, second side might look different than the first side. Come back to your Tadasana, your mountain pose. And again, the options are to find your warrior two leg, just landing with your left knee over your ankle. You open up as far as you need to in your body to feel some sensation. It might be the tiniest amount, that counts. If you wanted to do your seated pigeon here, again, just being mindful that there isn't any sensation in the knee that's not good. So little stretch is okay. Bad stretch, not okay. And you'll know if it's the wrong sort of thing. Flexing the foot helps to engage the muscles around the knee. And then if you're here and you feel like you need a little more, you could use the strength of your left arm to press that left thigh down towards the floor. Conversely, you might be pressing back if you're in your warrior two leg. And then you're noticing, how does this side feel compared to the other side? You're visualizing your exhale going to this outer left hip, the glute. You might even, I'm getting a slight groin stretch here as well. Returning to that sound of your breath. Anytime your attention wanders, and it often will in these static poses that are intense, you just, smile. Remind yourself to get present in your body. All right, so from here, let's just release the arms down. Inhale, take the arms out wide. Exhale, we twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, we twist to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, we twist to the right. Good, and then go ahead and release the hands down. And lots of different places you can stop along the way. A lot of that is going to depend on how flexible, how open your spine is feeling today. Trying to keep this idea of keeping the spine nice and long, even as we're twisting in. Shoulder blades are still releasing down your back. Maybe moving towards looking out over that right shoulder. All right, so you're going to keep your torso in this twist. As you inhale, go ahead and extend the arms back out. Good, and then exhale, come to center. You're going to give yourself that hug, right arm on top. So elbows stack, you hold on to your shoulders. Perhaps you bring the backs of your hands together or your palms to press. Wherever you're at there, you're lifting those elbows as those shoulder blades release down your back. Good, and then as you inhale, take the arms out and up. Beautiful. When we come back to our Tadasana. So before we move into some breath work, let's just do one final little pose. We're going to do forward fold. So again, if you have your blocks, you can have them set up. We're going to do just a forward fold in our like crescent pose. So you can keep your legs exactly as they are. If you wanted to extend that left leg to straight, you're more than welcome to. Release your arms by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Good, and then as you exhale, start to hinge forward. You might bring your hands to your thighs. This might be where you stay. Perhaps you're starting to feel a stretch in that left hamstring. You also could fold in a little deeper if that's available in your body. This is where blocks underneath your hands can be really nice. If you have open hamstrings and this is easy for you, you could flex your foot. You could even take your left hand to your foot, kind of gently pull back. That will intensify things. All that being said, you might not need to do that. And paying extra attention to your lower back, and especially that left leg if you have it extended. So the back of the thigh is getting a big stretch. Can you send your exhale to your hamstring? And then to come out of this today, a lot of times we go for the extension of the spine. Let's really drop our chin towards our chest. Pull your belly button towards the back spine. And then a little core as you kind of round your way up like a little rag doll. So eventually, sitting up nice and tall, you might get a little head rush. Give the shoulders a roll out when you get to the top. Nice work. And we'll take that forward fold to the second side. So if you have that left leg extended, go ahead and bend the knee. Right side could look different. So if you want to extend that right leg to straight, you're more than welcome to. This is kind of like our crescent pose, our warrior one setup. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Couple of breaths here. You're getting nice and tall through the sides of your waist. As you exhale, you can start to hinge forward. Maybe you're using your hands to help you fold in, or just pausing with your hands on your thighs, especially if you're getting a lot of intensity on this right side with this stretch. Hands can be on blocks. Again, you could take your right hand to your right foot and pull back gently if you're feeling like you need a little more. And then really let your chin drop towards your chest. You're going to keep rounding in your spine. You can use your hands to your thighs. And you start to roll on up, eventually stacking the vertebrae on top of each other from the bottom to the top. Good. Give those shoulders another little roll out. And then you can bend that right knee if you extended that leg. So just find a nice, comfortable seat, nice Tadasana. And then For our breath work today, we're just going to keep it really, really simple. So go ahead and close your eyes. And today, as you take an inhale, I want you to think to yourself, inhaling. As you exhale, think to yourself, exhaling. And we're just going to continue that. So on your own for a few moments here. If you wanted to add another little piece, you could think inhaling, pause, so that there's that moment where we're neither inhaling or exhaling at the top of the breath. And then exhaling and pausing at the bottom. So inhale, pause, exhale, pause. And then from here, you're probably going to stay exactly where you are, but we're going to let go of that idea of focusing on the breath so much. So you're going to allow it to find its own natural rhythm. You're going to allow your mind, your brain to relax. So you're inviting this sense of surrender, settling into your body. Even if you're just staying exactly as you are. Of course, if it feels more relaxing to you, you could do a supported child's pose. So hinging forward, just resting your head on a table or a chair in front of you. You're always welcome to come to a classic Shavasana on the floor. And see if for these final few moments you can give yourself permission to be quiet and still and restful. Invite your body and brain to assimilate the work that we've been doing this past hour. And soak up these final still moments. Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma joy tirgamaya. Mrityo ma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Let your next inhale be deeper. And you can open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And start to bring some movement back to your body, whatever that looks like. So wiggle, stretch out. And you'll eventually land with your hands in a pile on top of your heart. So final check-in here, you're just noticing how you're feeling, how it's different than when we started. Send yourself, send your body love and gratitude for showing up, for putting in the effort. It's not always easy, but it does make a difference. And finally, just promise yourself that you're going to carry this good feeling with you into the rest of the day, week, weekend ahead. And finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, everybody. Thank you. Good to see you.